Well, I knew the day would come, and Svetlana's front tire here finally gave up the ghost. It's pretty bad. It's holed through, and it does have a tube in it, but as you can see, the valve stem is completely gone. So I went out and fired it up, and I got about 3 feet, and the tire went flat. So fortunately, we have Olga over here, and we're gonna do a NASCAR quick change, then we can continue with our actual work. Makes me glad I actually have this parts tractor here, because we'd be dead in the water there, because I'd have to wait for a tube or go find one and rip that all apart. And yeah, I'm not doing that right now. So yeah. Should note, anytime you have your wheels up in the air, your front wheels, it's a good time to check all this, because there's bearings and grease fittings and stuff in there. Especially when you're getting a used tractor, you don't know its history. So I'm just playing around with this. I don't know if you can see, this shaft is turning separately from the wheel just a hair, which means this isn't tight enough. Rocking it, not bad. The bearings appear to be okay in the pin here, and the ball joints appear to be good. Got nice response when I turned the steering wheel right away, so other than a little bit there, but yeah, so we're going to tighten that up as we do this. So this hub, it spins, seems a little tight. I never did really fully service the hubs. I greased everything, but didn't actually pull this plug and check. I don't remember if they're supposed to be grease or oil. I'm gonna check my manual and find out. And I'm gonna pull that plug and see if everything's kosher in there. Appears to be, I'm not sure. Check my book and see what's supposed to be up with that. Alright, here's what the manual says about these front hubs. It says every 125 hours or 3 months, you're supposed to remove this plug in the front hub. You're supposed to use a wire to check grease level and condition. And then if necessary, fill with lithium #2 gun grease. There is grease in there, it's black. I think I'm gonna add a little bit just because out there. Yeah, there's a good amount of grease in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of fresh grease just because it's down about an inch from the top, roughly, maybe a little less. and I think I want a little bit more grease in there. You know, as you're running it and it heats up, the grease tends to liquefy a little bit, and some might run out or you know, otherwise degrade. But we're gonna put some grease in there just because I'm here and I have it open and everything's right here. I'm not sure what the best way to do this is, but I'm gonna do this way. Just using my grease gun and pumping some in there. Get in there. We're gonna do the other side too, since we're doing one side. It's been about 3 months, but it certainly has not been 125 hours for this tractor yet. We've been busy with hay season. Actually haven't had much time to use this tractor for what we intend it for. To make it too tight, it's just a plug. Just spin the hubs a few times. Oh, that's spinning a little easier now. I'm gonna spin that in. I'm gonna open it up and check it again, I think. Suck any in? Well, no, I think we're good. It didn't take a lot, but it shouldn't take a lot because there was some grease in there already. All right, that's all to servicing the front hubs. It spins pretty good now, actually. Well, better than it did. Tractor's been sitting a week or two while we've been cutting and baling hay, so yep, she's pretty good. I'll take that. There's no looseness in the bearings or anything. A little bit of looseness in the pin here, but you'll get that in most tractors from what I've experienced. It doesn't worry me yet. And I have a whole nother front end over on Olga if we need it, so it really doesn't worry me. So one of the things, since we got this tractor, these spindles have been set at the lowest height adjustment, and I'm kind of and nobody has commented on it, as many videos as I've done on this tractor, that the front is set at the highest position, or sorry, the highest row height position, and the rear is set at the mid position, you know, because these final drive units swing. They can swing horizontal, they can go to mid, or they can go all the way down, and those are at the mid position, and those have the front jacked all the way up, so the hood is kind of tilted a little bit up in the air, which isn't great when you have a loader, because you want more visibility over the hood. You don't want less with your hood pointed up. So, you know, to even things out, we either gotta move the back up or we gotta move the front down. And I thought this would be a great time to move these spindles to the up position. I also want to note this is something that's fairly unique to Belarus, especially in this tractor size. I don't know that I've ever seen it in this tractor size before. It's kind of a small tractor to have a feature like this, but you know, you can set those front and rear heights. I know I've commented on that before, but this is the first time I've really showed how the front works. There's 4 bolts, 2 on each side back here, and you take them out and you can move this whole hub assembly up and down and then bolt it back in place again. And then of course for the lowest tractor position, you actually flip this whole assembly upside down and this points up, so you can actually be really low to the ground. But of course we don't want that because we have this extra loader frame on here, and Mid-height is just about right for what we're doing. I see a lot run at the low position, but I don't want to lower it down that low. It is kind of a tall tractor, but I kind of like the height for ground clearance right now. Now I noticed that Olga over here is set. She's set correctly for the mid adjustment. You can see where the bottom of the two, the inner and outer assemblies there are even. And she is set at the mid height in the back. So she was adjusted right. So, and I like the loader position with her. When you're sitting in the seat, the hood isn't kind of pointed up. If you look at it now, even though it's on the jack a little bit higher, you can see it's kind of up in the air. So this would be a great opportunity to move these hubs up, which is what we're gonna do. We're also gonna clean these bolt holes out and everything to make it a little more convenient, because they're very dirty, and we're gonna do it on the other side as well. So it's very nice. Also, another feature of this, which you're probably thinking right now, if you're thinking ahead, if you want to change this whole spindle and hub assembly, it's really easy. You don't even have to pull this kingpin out of the steering assembly. You can just unbolt this and swap it in with a different one, or a parts one. If you have a parts tractor like me and your hub goes bad and you're out in the field and you need a new hub real quick, you can just go zip out those 4 bolts and put in the new one, and you're ready to rock and roll. You don't have to pull all this apart. So that's, I like the design and engineering on this. It's not only is it easy to get to, but and I know that's, it's not designed, you know, for easy maintenance and stuff primarily. It's designed to set the height of the tractor. That's just a side effect, the easy maintenance of that. And of course, if you want to take the hub off to work on it, you don't have to work on the bearings and everything on the tractor. You can just pull that off and take it into your shop or workbench. You don't have to work out in the freezing Siberian tundra or what have you. You can take that inside to work on it and check your bearings or whatever. And of course, the same for the final drive units on the rear. They do unbolt from the main axle. I mean, it's a lot harder, but you can unbolt those and take them off separate. The downside to that, the one downside I can think of is, you know, you do have a separate oil reservoir for each final drive. But up here, there's really no disadvantage, because, you know, you still got to keep your hubs greased. Why they didn't put in a Zerk fitting here or anything, I'm not sure. I guess if you wanted to, you could put a Zerk fitting in here, but you know, you could adapt that thread to a Zerk fitting size. But I'm just going to leave it, because it actually seals up pretty nice, and I don't have any grease leakage or anything. As you can see, there's really none coming out the back, and there's a nice dust seal bolted on the front, rather than just one of those press fit seals that you get in a lot of American tractors. Well, most tractors, really. So that's pretty nice. So we're going to adjust these front spindle heights to where they should be according to how the back is adjusted. Quit dropping it on the ground, man. Okay, so we can get this seated on our locating dowels. Started here. course, we get to repeat this on the other side, so yippee. So now we can put the locking tabs back into position. Said in the beginning I was going to tighten this knuckle up here, and well, that's what I'm going to do, but I might have to get the impact out. I don't know. Yeah, let's run it down just a tad with the impact since I have it here. Not too much. Okay. Now when I turn the wheel, yep, we got tight steering, no drift. Alright, here's the tire from Olga. Drop her down. Oh yeah, she spins much better. I think she just needed a touch of grease and a little bit of spinning there. Get her up off the dangerous jack stand. I can lower her down. Oh, so I mean, if she does fall down, she has the wheel on her, so. There we go. I think she needs a tad bit of air, but we can fix that as well. So we'll give her some air and do the other side, and hopefully everything will be a little bit happier up front here. Everything was pretty good before, but boy, I do like that new tire. Well, I got the other side done, and she spins good. Everything's tight. Got her adjusted to the mid-level position there. A lot of you, the first time I jacked this up here, probably thought, well, why isn't he just using the loader to raise the front end? Why is he getting out the jack and going through? Well, here's the thing. If you aren't familiar with this tractor from previous episodes we've done on it, the loader hydraulic lines are, well, they're gonna pop any day. And I was trying to reduce the, wear and tear on excess pressure on them by, not doing that, because the front end of this tractor does weigh a lot. And, well, then I did it accidentally. I bumped the loader and she went up in the air here when I was just moving her. And I decided, well, she's already there, so let's do that. So that's what we did for the other side. So we got both tires aired up. I think these are like max 52 psi. I'm running about 40 to 45 in them right now because, with the extra weight of the loader, usually you don't have to run a ton of air pressure in them, but I want to keep a decent amount in because, extra weight of the loader and moving stuff. So, all right, let's get this thing down and see how she looks with her new baloney skins on the front. Well, let's look at the level here. Yeah, the hood's tilted down just a minuscule amount instead of being tilted up a minuscule amount like it was before. I think it's going to feel a lot better driving it, because you're going to be in a slightly different position rather than just looking up at the sky a little bit, which is a little unnerving. So I think she's sitting about right now. For those of you wondering, actually, these loader cylinders do not really bleed down. I can let her sit here with this up in the air and it'll stay here. And the same with the hydraulic cylinder we rebuilt on the 3-point here. That does not drop on its own anymore, so that's a good thing. All the hydraulics are in good shape, because we did not replace these cylinders. We replaced the bucket cylinders, but not these, and she's doing what we intended her to do, so that's great. So there she is. She's got the wheels and tires off of Volga, and she's got the correct stance and run height in the front now. According to the manual, you can actually change the row width of these. Of course, like a standard standard front tractor suspension, you can loosen these and pull the front wheels in and out, but the back wheels, they're made to be reversible. You can flip the wheel, flip it 180 and it'll stick out or in. Right now the rear tires are in as far as they're meant to go, but apparently, according to my manual, you can flip those wheels and you can have a wider track width in the back, and of course you can adjust your front track width to match, or if you don't want it to match. Anyway, there's a short little video about the front end on these things. If you haven't had yours apart yet, or if you're thinking about taking yours apart, it's not that bad, especially if you got a loader on the front to just raise the whole front up. But yeah, make sure you keep everything greased and you'll be good to go. So thanks for watching. If you stuck with us this long, appreciate it. And we always appreciate like, subscribe, comments. We appreciate y'all. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.